Well, I noticed a lot of new faces this evening, and I'm so glad you all came. And I want you to know that this is a safe place to share. So if you want to tell us your story, there'll be no judgment.
Hi, my name is Charlie, and as you know, I have a problem. I am addicted to cars. And today I am going to introduce you to some other folks who really love cars. Well, they probably love all cars, I'll bet. That tends to be the case with most car lovers, that they diversify. But this is a specific group that I'm gonna introduce you to, and I think I might just be in the right place to catch their monthly meeting. Let's take a look and see if we're in the right place. So this was actually the Los Angeles chapter of the Studebaker Club, and although I did see some beautiful Studebakers, my contact Jim Ober, who I was supposed to meet, I did get to talk to him after they were done with their meeting. He actually didn't bring his car today, but he invited me to his place tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. and we're gonna take a look at his car specifically. I'm very excited about it, and well, let's just move ahead in time. And through the magic of time travel, here we are the next day. Time to see this car. Let's check it out. What's the horsepower?
It's around 300.
So this is the very model that was...
Original, everything's original on the car except the wheels, which were dealer option.
And this is the one that was the fastest production car when it hit the road, correct?
Right, this is the exact model that went to Bonneville salt flats.
Wow.
It was R2 supercharged with an automatic transmission. And they used automatics because they thought they'd be more reliable than the 4-speed.
So how long have you had the car, Jim?
Since 1975.
1975.
Right. That's when I bought it from the managing editor of the Herald Examiner.
And this car, if I remember right, that this car's been featured in some magazines.
Right, it was in, me and the car were in Auto Club magazine a couple months ago. But one good thing about it is owning a car like this for so long that you learn to, well, you end up knowing all there is to know about it. I mean, all the parts and how they fit together and what works and what doesn't work. And, you know, I mean, so I've been all through the car one way or the other.
Oh, I bet. How many miles are on it?
I would guess about 118,000 total.
How many were on it when you got it? 1975?
I can't remember, 76,000 or something.
And you were telling me the other day how much you paid for it?
$3,500.
And how much was it brand new?
Anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 depending on what kind of stuff you got on it.
I mean, this one had everything on it, right?
Well,
Pretty much.
No, not everything. It doesn't have air conditioning. It has twin traction rear end, supercharger. Well, they didn't offer a lot of stuff. They did offer power windows, which it does not have.
Uh-huh.
And it has a power steering. It doesn't have an AM/FM radio because this is right before they came out with that. So it has most of the stuff it has.
Have you had to do any major work to it? I think you said you've been pretty fortunate. You haven't had to do any rebuilds or anything like that?
Well, actually, the engine and the transmission have both been rebuilt.
Okay.
But stock. I think with the engine, they probably did a few extra things in it. But the R2 engine supercharged came from the factory with some modifications to handle the supercharger. So it's different than a regular unsupercharged Avanti.
And how difficult is it to, number one, get somebody to work on something like this?
So it's getting harder and harder. But luckily, I do almost all of the maintenance myself, plus repairs.
Uh-huh.
Nowadays, and I don't care what kind of car you have, if you go to somebody to get it repaired, you're paying through the nose.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd prefer to try it myself, and then if it's not engine related or transmission related, I try to do it myself.
Are there a lot of sources for aftermarket parts?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Really? Okay.
That's no problem at all. I mean, brake stuff is a place called Turner Brake. Trim parts and stuff like that is Studebaker International does a good job of carrying stuff. Avanti only, if you have engine or generator or starter motor or anything like that, you go to Myers Studebaker in Ohio.
Uh-huh.
And I have a personal relationship with them. So it's it depends what you're looking for. They make dashboards. They make everything. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's a very very cool car to drive, especially with the supercharger.
Oh, yeah. Is this a 289?
It's a 289 with a supercharger. Mm-hmm. And until recently, the only thing they made, like if you were in a minor accident and you hit somebody or somebody hit you,
Uh-huh.
these glass lenses that was it. I mean, you had to replace it with either find somebody who had one for like $400 or $500, or put plastic in there, which I wasn't going to do. And just lately, they started making these again in glass. So,
oh yeah,
all is good with that. And you notice the off-center, like a, I don't want to call it a scoop. It's like an accent.
Yeah.
And that's to keep the driver focused on straight ahead. I mean, that was just the idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
It doesn't serve any other purpose except that. It doesn't do anything. There's nothing under the hood that needs that.
Wow.
But I feel fortunate to be the caretaker of this one, at least until I'm no longer here. But you know, that's what they say. You're just the caretaker. So, that was along with my other Studebakers. But a lot of it is buying a car that's a basket case.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that's what I did with this one. Let me show you if I have it in here. I guess not.
This is the Golden Hawk.
Yeah.
So you got this one as a basket case.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there's a picture of it when I got it on the wall up there. It was in bad shape.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted a Golden Hawk because it's unusual.
Mm-hmm.
This Golden Hawk is probably rarer than the Avanti.
Really?
Because they only made it 1 year. 1 year with this engine in it, the Packard engine. And so I've always wanted one of those, and had a couple opportunities to buy one, you know, here and there. But
yeah,
here people wanted 20 grand for stuff like that. And so me and the president of the Studebaker Club found, through contacts, hey, there's 2 Golden Hawks sitting in the backyard in Reseda. Literally dragged them out of the backyard and got it over here. And about 16, 18 months later, it was pretty much finished. But
wow,
had a lot of all the metal, all the fenders and everything, and hood and trunk and everything came off and went through the dipper, take rust off.
Oh yeah.
And we brought it up back here, and I primered them. And luckily, Don, who works back here, he painted the cars. So, and then we got everything re-chromed, or chrome straightened out, upholstery.
Mm-hmm.
So the engine got rebuilt by the guy who sold us the car, which is pretty unusual to find somebody who can rebuild a Packard engine.
Oh, okay.
But
when did the Packard, because I did see that, I think at some point, in order to try to regroup, they partnered with Packard, right?
Right.
What year was that?
55.
55.
And so it's controversial who bought who, but you know.
That's what I was gonna say. Which one was the more successful company at that point?
Well, at that point it was Studebaker, because Studebaker was still producing cars, and Packard just couldn't, you know, they couldn't, well, there's a lot of different reasons, but they couldn't come up with a new design. So they decided to sell it to Studebaker. And that's why this car has a Packard engine in it, because when they stopped making Packards in the Packard plant, they had about 5,000 engines sitting around that they were going to put in Packard cars. And so somebody said, well, let's put it in the Hawk, because this is the Hawk was brand new for the name Hawk was brand new for 56.
Right.
So they put the Hawk engine, the Golden Hawk engine, in this one. Got to rotate my Studebakers, so they only, as you know, if I only owned this car, you'd probably get sick of it. But luckily, I get to take my other ones there, and my 53 almost gets as much attention as this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll let me do a video on that one when you get it out.
Anytime.
Yeah, this is awesome.
But when that car came out, it got awards from the Museum of Modern Art in New York City for being one of the top car designs of all time.
Wow.
And so that's quite futuristic too. Really, he's that, black one in the back, and this one at Bonneville all the time to set records.
Wow. Well, there you have it, the Studebaker Avanti. Jim and I got to visit a little bit off camera, and he gave me a more detailed history on Studebaker. Very cool. Maybe I'll do a video on Studebaker, the brand, someday. I mean, he knows so much. He's a wealth of information. But I really wanted to see that car. Unfortunately, he told me it's not running right now. It's got a gas leak, so he needs to do that. That's why I wanted to start up and maybe even go for a ride in it. It's not a good time for that, but for sure I'm going to catch him at another car show. He said it'll be fixed within a couple days because he keeps his stuff in tip-top shape, but he's got so many other Studebakers in there I would love to see. So I think there's going to be more videos from Jim coming up. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, and other than that, I'll see you on the next one.